Right, for your front derailleur, the correct way of tensioning the or setting up the adjustment, you've got these two high and low screws which govern how far the derailleur goes this way and goes that way. And once you've got that limit set, no matter how much you push the rear derailleur, you should get no movement. So I'm pushing here, and down there I'm getting nothing. That's because it's in the correct position. The cables means that it's tight up against the stop. And when you release the tension, pedal, it's now in its lowest position by adjusting the H or the L screw. Now it can't go any further that way because you've released all the tension. So when you push it up, see how I'm pushing it like that. Right, I'm now pushing it within its range. Once it clicks into place, there we go, clicked into place, that's it. It shouldn't need any more adjustment. So set your screw. If your derailleur does move past the position in which it pushes it onto the large wheel at the front here, the sprockets at the front. If it flexes further, you run the risk of actually pushing it off the front sprocket and losing the chain off this way. And the same applies in the other way. If it goes past its correct position, you're likely to drop the chain. So this I know is in the correct position because there's no play. There's hardly any gap here, but there is a gap, just enough to let the chain run through freely without interfering. When I click off, go back down to the low ring at the front, there is just enough clearance to allow me to shift at the rear. So I'm shifting at the rear. One more, and we're up on the very lowest gears, and there is just enough room between. I'll forget my hand in there. Between this side of the derailleur and the chain, there is play. There's enough room there to give it clearance, but it's not touching. So that's it. That's it set up. But H and L screw. This one is the H screw, and this one is the L screw. So that means that as it's swinging this way, it touches, and when it comes up this way, the adjustment touches the bottom of that screw. So there's your two screws. I wish I had a cameraman to come and hold the camera while I'm photographing. It'd be a lot easier. But anyway, there's this is my nicely waxed chain. I haven't been out on it yet, so I picked up a bit of dirt from somewhere. There we go. That is not dirt, that's wax, and picked up some of the PTFE and molybdenum powder that was in the chain. And that's going to be ready for a decent bike ride when I'm feeling a bit better. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to bring the rear derailleur down a couple. Leave that in its lowest position at the front. Let's do the rear one. Come all the way down to the last cassette, so it's last of the sprockets on the cassette. So it's now, the cables are in their least tensioned position, ready to leave the bike overnight. Anyway, that's enough of that. 4 minutes.